Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
Before he was the WWE Champion and the leader of WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan was a rookie on the first season of NXT. He was constantly being told that he was a joke and a nerd by heel commentator Michael Cole, and was eliminated from the show in week 12. But after the series finished, Bryan's career took a sharp turn. He was part of the biggest WWE invasion in a decade, but just a few days later, he found himself unemployed. I am Luke Owen, and this is the real reason Daniel Bryan was fired by WWE in 2010. The date is June 7th, 2010, and Raw was emanating from Miami, Florida with a viewer's choice special. It was a seemingly normal episode to the audience, but big plans were in store backstage. The competitors of the first season of NXT, a reality-based TV show where rookies were mentored by pros in a set of stupid and unscripted challenges, were brought in to do something on Raw. They were told to hide behind a black curtain away from everyone else, and were then brought into Vince McMahon's office. There, Vince and Michael Hayes told them they'd debut later that night in the main event and make their presence known. Vince and Michael had specifically said they wanted a gang-style beatdown, and that's what we gave them. The main event was John Cena versus CM Punk, and during the match, NXT Season 1 winner Wade Barrett walked down to the ring. Then his fellow NXT performers, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, Skip Sheffield, Michael Tarver, Darren Young, David Otunga, and Daniel Bryan came to ringside through the crowd. The McMahon requested gang-style beatdown ensued, beating up Punk, the Straight Edge Society, Jerry Lawler, security guards, and they even tore up the ring mat and the ring itself. At one point during this melee, Daniel Bryan noticed ring announcer Justin Roberts knocked down. In his autobiography, Yes, My Improbable Journey to the Main Event of WrestleMania, Bryan notes that he wanted the beatdown to look as real and violent as possible. So he grabbed the tie of Roberts and began to choke him with it. Like, actually choking him. The cameras picked up on this and pulled back because it was a great visual. Justin on his stomach being choked by his tie around his neck, his face turning purple. Some people thought he was just selling goofy, but he wasn't. I don't trust non-wrestling people to sell very well, especially when it comes to a big, important angle. So it's better to be a little rough, as long as you don't hurt them. At some point during this choking incident, someone from production ran down and told Bryan no choking, which was good timing as Bryan was about to grab a cable wire and do it to someone else. In fact, in the ring, Heath Slater was about to take the ring rope and choke John Cena with it. But Big Match John told him no choking was allowed on the PG product. Bryan joined the rest of his Nexus cohorts to surround John Cena. They were all given a chance to shine by hitting big moves on the face of the company, and Bryan used this as a chance to scream, "You are not better than me," before spitting in his face. Everybody from Vince down was happy with what took place. The Nexus came to the door and shook my hand and apologized, as we all exchanged thank yous instead. I told them that it was great and I thought it went well, and the bosses seemed to be happy. It made for awesome TV and everybody was fine, so it was perfect. But while everyone was pleased with it, Vince McMahon included, someone clearly wasn't. Bryan and the group were asked when they got backstage who choked Cena and who spat on him, which Bryan owned up to. He was then told that choking and spitting are not part of the PG guidelines. Bryan then apologized to both Cena and Roberts, but claims neither of them care. Bryan then went to SmackDown the following night and was booked to work an FCW show in Florida on the Wednesday. The Miz, who was at the show and worked in the main event with Bryan, told him not to worry about the situation and that it would all blow over. Sadly, it did not. On June 11th, 2010, Vince McMahon called Daniel Bryan personally, telling him that because he broke the PG guidelines, WWE had to let him go. According to Bryan, Vince said that he didn't want to do it, and he didn't even tell many people he was firing Bryan before he called it. WWE apologized and said they had sponsors they had to deal with and whatnot. And I said, don't worry about me, I'm probably going to make more money this year than I did the last year when I was on NXT. I had people from Japan calling me. I had TNA people talking to me. Vince McMahon informed everyone in a position of power in the company, including John Laurinaitis, that Danielson had been fired. McMahon wouldn't give a solid reason as to why, except that pressure from some mysterious unnamed outside force unhappy with strangulation on WWE TV had necessitated it. Daniel Bryan writes in his autobiography that, as an independent wrestler who had only been with the WWE for a short time, he didn't know what PG really meant, and he and his Nexus pals weren't told what they could and could not do during the beatdown. It was tough for us to get that TV PG logo in the beginning. For us to violate that content agreement, we get in trouble with our TV providers, we get in trouble with our sponsors. It pretty much is not good business. This was a typical example of a rule being broken without anybody knowing it even existed. It wasn't like guys haven't choked each other before, but for some reason this choking incident got Bryan terminated. It was reported that several people were very upset about Bryan's firing, including his original trainer Shawn Michaels, and Cena himself took to Twitter asking fans to send him re-signed Bryan petitions. I would like Bryan to come back to the WWE. I would like to sign your petition to bring him back. I was taught to stand up for what I believe in. I tried and failed, so I could use some help. Tell me how to sign and I will. Daniel Bryan did return to WWE that summer to take on his former Nexus teammates in a SummerSlam main event that practically killed the group. Relive that and several other SummerSlam disasters. And what was the real reason The Rock was released in 2005? Click the videos to the left to find out more. Press subscribe and support WrestleTalk on Patreon. I have been Luke Owen, and that was Reasons.